What's going on? This is Lamar again. Welcome to another political short. And we are talking about defunding the police. What does that truly mean? What does it mean to either defund the police, reform the police, or abolish the police? I had to do some research because I found that the more YouTube videos I watched, the more articles I read, people are kind of all over the place as it relates to defunding the police and abolishing the police. But this is what I found. I found that police departments are getting a buttload of money. For instance, Dallas, Texas, which is where I am, the budget for the police that I found is about $500 million a year. Where in the hell is that money going? Police don't get paid that much money, I'm sure. If I'm right about it, I think Dallas was having a hard time even getting more officers on the streets at one point. That's a lot of money, one would think, right? But then I moseyed on over to LA, and their budget is 1.1 billion with the B. $1.1 billion a year. Chicago, 1.8. All those killings and murders going on in Chicago with a $1.8 billion budget. And then I thought, that's ridiculous. Why? Ridiculous. Why? The Dallas, LA, and Chicago have $500 million and $1 billion plus budgets. Then I moseyed myself on up north to New York City. $6 billion budget. And somewhere else I saw 10.9, but then I saw several times $6 billion. $6 billion budgets. The average salary for a police officer in the United States is about $67,000 a year. Compared to in the UK, it's about $53,000 a year. Compared to France, about $46,000 a year. Now, I'm an advocate of police officers being paid very well. Just like I feel like teachers should be paid very well. I feel like police officers put their body on the line, they put their life on the line. And when I'm talking about the police and the good things, I'm always talking about the good ones, not the assholes that are shooting black people and putting knees on the necks. Not talking about them. I don't care anything about them whatsoever. But the good police officers, the ones who we want to come to our house when somebody's trying to rob us, the ones that we want to come and like all this goddamn noise out here, up here. Noise all night long. They're making all this noise. And the first night I moved here, I had to call the police and say, hey, I hear somebody screaming. It sounds like they're getting drugged across the floor. And when I go out on the balcony, I hear a woman screaming and yelling and a man screaming and yelling. It sounds like he's chasing around the apartment. And I had to call the police. And I'm glad they came because I couldn't get any sleep. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. So those cops, I think they deserve to be paid well for putting their lives on the line. The good guys, right? The good brothers in blue. So what's that money spent on? So it's spent on salaries. It's spent on equipment. I don't know what else. New cruisers. Some of these police departments have nice Suburbans and Tahoes. Not Suburbans, but Tahoes and Camaros here down in Texas. And Chargers, very nice cars. Remember back in the day they had the Crown Vics? Oh, they had the old Crown Vics? Yeah, they've upgraded. They're stylish. They chasing you down with style nowadays, right? So this is another stat for you. In the UK, 55 people shot and killed by police in 24 years. We probably had that since January in the United States. Isn't that crazy? And they have. Will having less police make us more beneficial and make us safer? I've been battling with that since they've been talking about this defunding the police stuff, right? I've been battling with it. Do I think police should be defunded? Perhaps. $230 million was spent in New York from NYPD on settlements for misconduct. $113 million was spent in Chicago for settlements. Do I think they should be defunded? Do they need $1 billion to operate? I don't think so. I need an itemized statement and see where the hell this money is going. What does it mean particularly to reform a police department? To reform a police department means to add good things that are beneficial, training, new technology, community policing, things of that nature. And the only problem with that is it costs more money to do that. So that kind of negates the idea. It goes against, there's a dog barking out there, and then there's people stomping upstairs. Anyway, but that goes against the idea of defunding. Reform does, because reform in most cases is going to cost more money to have police departments run more efficiently. But I'm for that if it's going to help and make our streets safer and make the police departments more efficient in doing what they're supposed to do, is protect the citizens rather than kill black men by shooting them in the back or putting their knee on their necks for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I can't breathe. Defunding the police. What does that mean? It means taking away money from the police. Knocking that $500 million Dallas police budget down to $100 million. Would they still be able to operate? I think that's the question that we have to ask. That's the question for the whoever writes that budget, whether it's the city council or county, I don't know. Whoever approves that budget, that's a question for them. Can they still operate with $100 million versus $500 million? Which I think that's still a lot of money. Jeez, what the hell are we doing with this money? I still want to know. Somebody tell me. I don't know. Joe Biden, presidential candidate and hopeful for the Democratic Party, is against defunding the police. Did you guys know that? He's for reforming the police. Did you know that? Yeah. He's for reforming versus defunding. I'm for reforming as well. So we actually finally agree on something, Uncle Joe and I. Let's move on to abolishing the police. What is abolishing? That's a scary word to hear, because ever since I've been hearing defund, I've been hearing abolish, and I'm like, abolish? Whoa, wait. Stop the presses. I need somebody to come and talk to these folks about the goddamn noise upstairs. I need the police to come if my car has been broken into, or if somebody hit me. I need the police to come. But do you mean to tell me that we're trying to get rid of the police altogether? No, I'm not for it. And I did some research, and every article I've read, every interview I've listened to, they're seriously talking about getting rid of the police. And investing in the community, which I think is great. Invest in the community, redirecting police duties to specialists. Okay, that sounds good. I think that should be incorporated into reform, though, because of course you can, when you got a situation where it's someone that's mentally ill and you call 911. Great, yes, it'd be great to have a social worker or someone that can deal with that come out. But if this person becomes violent, they're not going to be able to protect themselves and handle that and de-escalate that situation. You do still need some kind of force or police presence, in my opinion. Some things you need policing for. There's some communities, can we be honest? While we're going through this whole defund the police, police killing people, Black Lives Matter era, can we still be honest and say there's some communities I ain't interested in riding through at night? They're dangerous. Now, we may all have different opinions on why they're dangerous. Lack of education increases crime. Some people are even arguing that too many police makes a place more dangerous. Somebody will have to sit in the comments, let me know how that works. Too much of a police presence. Okay, perhaps. It may be true, I don't know. Lack of a police presence. Y'all tell me. Another part of abolishing it is rethinking what's considered a crime. I like that. That could be a good part of reform. I don't think prostitution should be a crime. You should be able to do what you want with your body. That's capitalism. It is capitalism. Take the whole morality part out of it. You can't tell somebody what to do with their body, how to sell. If I want to sell some fingernails, if I want to clip my fingernails and sell them, I should be able to do that, right? I can. Someone want to sell some tail. Who are we to tell her she can't sell some tail? Huh? How is that against the law? I wouldn't do it unless I was hard up, homeless, living on the street. They had no other options. But who are we to tell other people that they can't? Huh? So I understand that, rethinking what constitutes a crime. Murder is cut. Come on, we know what murder is, and robbery and all that, but there are some things that aren't considered a crime. So what they're saying is that should we not call the police for certain things? Police shouldn't be stopping folks. So police shouldn't be doing sting jobs, sting missions, or whatever they call them, with sting campaigns, and tricking these dudes that's trying to go get some from, and pay prostitutes over on Harry Hines. Is that what that means? Yeah, stop. Leave them dudes alone. Some people just cannot get it without paying for it. How in the hell you get to decide that some big slouchy person that is weird or may have some type of weird deformity, who knows? They can't get it on knowing. They maybe have a lot of money. Who are you to tell them he can't pay for some tail? Huh? So I'm all for that. Now, I'm not all for abolishing the police and having no police. That's something I don't think there's anything you can say to convince me that that's a good idea. But I am for defunding and reforming. I don't think you should do one. I think you should do a combination. Defund and reform. Divert funds that are going to the police, billions of dollars, divert a huge percentage of that to programs, training, technology, community policing, and also incorporate some of this abolition stuff. Redefining what constitutes a crime. So how about we do all three versus trying to just choose one? This has been a political short that went a little long, and thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. What should we do? Reform, defund, or abolish, or a combination of the three or two? You let me know, and comment below, and don't forget to click the subscribe button right now. There it is. Click it. Click subscribe and click the little bell so you'll know when my next video pops up.